Hey, Wes, want to retweet it? Welcome to the big show. This is Investing Hour. What do you think about that? I've got my good friend and my good pal Al Connickson here today with me. Al, how the heck are you doing
You
today?
know what? I am doing pretty well, Josh. How about you?
I'm doing good. It's a good time talking about the stock market with you. We talk about multiple markets, not just the stock market, the futures market, forex market, also the options market. Hopefully to make help people make better investing decisions with their whether it's retirement accounts or just income accounts. And our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, has been around for over 24 years, teaching the skills to, I guess, everyday people to have income potential by using the financial markets. We're located here in Bloomington, actually next to the Mall of America. And Al, we had a great week in these markets. I mean, Friday was a pretty rough day for a lot of people, but that's a great
hmm
opportunity. The S&P 500 actually was down for the week. Now, with the week ending at about 4166, the Dow Jones, that also was down for the week, roughly about
Yeah,
3%,
about 3.5%.
3.5%. The NASDAQ, so there's been a disconnect there. The NASDAQ was actually up slightly.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was down 0.3%.
Well, basically, it
Pretty much
basically
flat.
nothing
Right,
happened. It
right.
was kind of an indecision week for that.
Correct.
So a lot of that has been driven by the U.S. dollar.
hmm
The U.S. dollar, we've been talking about this for several weeks now, is on a tear. Huge up week for the U.S. dollar, and a lot of times the correlations. When the dollar is up, a lot of times the stock market's down. That could be putting pressure on the stock market. So when you're talking with people at Online Trading Academy, you're helping people make better investing decisions, no matter where they are in life. What are some of the things that you're doing right now to help them make those decisions, but to do that with consistency?
Well, yeah, and it's consistency and confidence. Actually, that's really our goal, and has been OTA's goal from the very beginning of this company, is to help people to be able to invest and trade with confidence. And what's happening, Josh, I happened to see an article, is a report from J.D. Power. They found that 75% of the Americans that they polled, that they surveyed, said they were stressed out about their money.
That's unfortunate.
Well, it is unfortunate. Obviously, they're not confident then in their ability to trade if they're stressed out about their money. We also found that about 35.5% have less than 1% in their savings account, their investment accounts, their retirement accounts. That's a scary number.
Yeah, that's even more unfortunate. What do you do to help people to kind of get out of that
Well,
stat?
it's understanding how the markets function. It's understanding that there is education available. The markets are available to everybody. Anybody can set up a brokerage account. Anybody can invest in the market. That's a good thing, and that's a terrible thing. It's a good thing if you know what you're doing. It's a terrible thing if you don't. And I think it's important to remember that in any trade or investment, there's two groups that are involved. On one side, typically is what we call the smart money, the Wall Street firms, the big institutions, the Wall Street banks, maybe
Hmm.
the hedge funds, and they're consistent in their results, consistent both in their win-loss ratio, consistent in their risk-reward ratio. In other words, they typically win more than they lose, and when they're winning, their winners, their winning trades are much larger than their losses because they know how to control losses. On the other side is the retail trading group, the public. That's most of us, and most of the public fails to meet their goals. It's really, I think, here's an analogy. If you had a tug of war, and on one side you had 10 world wrestling superstars, big brutes, and on the other side you had 10 skinny teenagers who haven't even gone through puberty. Who is going to win that war?
That's those wrestling guys.
That's the wrestling guys. What if the last skinny kid let go of the rope, ran around the other side, and grabbed a rope with the wrestling superstars? Is he now going to do well? Yeah, he's got a great opportunity to do well, and that's kind of what we do with our students. We take them from that skinny side of investing and move them over to the superstar side. Basically, it just gets down to following the people that know what they're doing, following the people that are consistent, following the people that actually are moving prices. They're changing direction of price. They're moving prices. That's what you want to do, and that's what we teach our students. And we start out by showing them how to do that in a 2-hour class.
Yeah, and that's a great thing about our sponsor, Online Trading Academy. And you mentioned, learn from the people that know what they're doing. A lot of the instructors from Online Trading Academy actually traded on the floors of the exchange, New York Stock Exchange, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So they know how the markets actually function. They were actually facilitating order flow. A lot of those guys and gals on those exchanges.
Yeah, actually, OTA started out as a trading floor.
Yeah.
So we understand the process and can pass that on to our students.
Yeah, and as I had mentioned in the kickoff, been around for over 24 years. We're actually local here in Bloomington. We have investing classes that we do every single week. So I want to invite people to an investing class to learn more about how to be more consistent in your trading and investing, especially with these great markets. So many opportunities that people could be missing out on, and manage that properly. So callers 1 through 10, when you call in right now, you're going to receive 2 tickets for an investing class that we do right here in Bloomington. Al actually teaches these. And these are classes where we've taught thousands, just like you, are many strategies which are designed to help you to make better investing decisions. Call 952-814-4410. When you call in right now, you'll also receive the retirement planner, 952-814-4410. Al, what's up next?
Well, let's talk a little bit about why the retail traders, that's the public, why they trade like amateurs and why they become their worst enemy.
So how the public trades like amateurs, but most importantly, how you can get out of that mindset and trade like the smart money or with them. 952-814-4410. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We'll be right back.
Okay.
When you reference, you said most of us. All right. If we have any questions on the live stream, feel free to ask some questions. We'll try to answer them during the break here. Did I stump you at all at the beginning, mixing it up a little bit?
No.
But gold had a rough week.
Yep.
Gold was
Yeah, it
down
did.
probably
Yep.
6%. Gold was down. Gold was down 6%.
It's a huge move.
Yeah. And I have here the NASDAQ was actually up on the week.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. 0.3%. Basically nothing, but
I thought it was down 0.3.
no, I got it up.
Well, either way, it was not
Either way,
much.
it was indecision. Okay, real positive. Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David. Always having a great time. And if you're just tuning in, Al was shedding some light on how the institutions or the smart money is always consistent in their trading and investing. But you have to know what you're doing and follow that smart money. And that's what our online trade, our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, does, is teaches the skills and techniques to trade like them. If you happen to invest or miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. You can also do that online by going to learnwithota.com. So, Al, you kind of want to get into, I guess, the difference between the retail traders, which is the public, you people that are listening right now, but also how they trade like amateurs, right? And that's really what happens is the public trade like the public,
Mm-hmm.
and the smart money trades like the smart money. And how that works is it's an exchange of money from the people that don't know what they're doing to the people that do, and that's how the markets work. How do you help people get on that side of the institution, the smart money, and not trade like an amateur?
Well, it's that education that starts with knowledge, and it's the proper knowledge. I mean, there's a lot of sources of knowledge out there that people can go to. You can go to the library, you can go to Barnes and Noble, YouTube. Of course, that's where a lot of people, I think, get their education. But that education, that knowledge, can really almost be more dangerous than helpful if you don't know how to use it properly. That's skill building. But from the knowledge part, the things that we talk about, and we talk about it in these classes that you just mentioned, we talk about how the markets function, how they really work, what causes price to move and who causes price to move and why it's so important to understand that, how to get better returns. Actually, we teach people how to lose, because there's two things that can happen to most trades. You either win or you lose, and you need to manage both of those to your benefit.
And it's all about having the proper capital management. So it doesn't matter what your percentage is, it's having the proper management so you don't have to be right all the time. A lot of people think that.
Well, correct. And that's, there's two ratios that are involved in trading and investing. One is your win-loss ratio, and one is your reward-risk ratio. The important one of those two is the reward-risk ratio.
Yep.
And once you understand how to do this in a way where you can be wrong 75% of the time and still break even.
Yeah, the potential is always there, but you have to do that properly. And when you help people, I guess, bridge that gap, it really opens a lot of people's eyes. I mean, people listening right now are probably like, how the heck do you do that? What are some of the things you do to help people, I guess, have that mindset and follow their plan?
Yeah, because your mindset, your trading mindset is one of two ways. You are either trading like Wall Street, thinking, acting, and executing like them, or you are thinking, acting, and executing with the mindset of an amateur, basically. And what's going to happen if you do that is over time, you're probably not going to do well. So if there's a way of changing that, if there's a way of kind of putting you on that tug-of-war side with the world wrestling superstars, that's where you want to be. That's where the consistency is. That's where you get that confidence. And it starts with the not only knowledge of how to do things properly, but also the knowledge of how to not do it wrong. I mean, if that makes sense. In other words, identifying mistakes that people make.
And it's practicing right.
Well,
you mentioned earlier people can get knowledge from books and stuff like that. That only gets you so far. So you have to have a mentor and practice properly.
Yeah, skill building is a process. It takes time. In developing a new behavior takes time. It takes repetition of something, as you mentioned, that works properly. You can repeat things that are wrong, and then you have a behavior that is going to get you in trouble. So when you're building those skills, when you're changing that behavior and that mindset, you have to do it with somebody that can help guide you in the right direction, can keep you out of your own way, keep you out of trouble. And one of the things when I mentioned that people are their own worst enemy, one of the reasons is that you're a human being and you have emotions that are going to interfere with your decision making. How do you control emotions? Well, you control emotions by taking as much as possible the thinking out of a process. You do that by following a set of rules, a step-by-step process that makes this more methodical, but that has to be a set of rules, a step-by-step process that has been shown to work, put together by these guys that worked on the floor of the exchanges.
Yeah.
I mentioned before that OTA started as a trading floor. So the process that Wall Street traders know, we knew that, and we can share that with our students. That's not something that should be exclusive just to firms like Goldman Sachs or hedge funds, because the same things that they are doing are available to you as the public. The things that we use that we know are the appropriate things to use because they have been put together and taught by people that, as we said, have worked on the floor. They understand order flow. They understand what changes the price of something, which is the most important thing for you to understand. When price changes, how far price goes.
Yep, and it's really gaining the skills from those people that have done it before. It kind of reminds me of golf, right? You can be a golfer and practice and practice and practice by yourself or with a buddy. But if you're not being taught by someone that knows what they're doing, someone that has been training people to
Sure.
golf, you're practicing the wrong way and you're not going to be able to correct your swing. You're not, because you just don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the financial markets is. You need someone like a mentor to teach you those different techniques and skills, but you have to have the right tools as well.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, is they have those mentors and those teachers to teach people those skills. And here's what I want to make sure that's clear too, is you don't have to be a professional to be in the market. You have to trade like them and have the potential to do that. You have to learn those proper skills. And Al, you teach investing classes right here in Bloomington to get people started, to understand how the pros do it, how the pros move the markets, how they practice proper. So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to an investing class right here in Bloomington. You're going to receive 2 tickets when you call in right now. And when you call in right now, mention the Financial Quick Start Kit. You'll receive that when you attend. That will help you get started right away. Call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. So we know that we want to practice proper or practice right. Just like in golf, we want to have a mentor or a swing coach.
Sure.
Now, if in golf, if you are swinging clubs from 1940, you're probably going to have a 1940s swing. The technology has changed, and you want to have a driver that is probably a couple years old or brand new, right? That's going to help your swing, but it's going to help you hit the ball because the technology has changed. Also in trading and investing, you want to be trading the proper assets as well based on your objective. Kind of like in golf, if you're putting, you're going to use a putter.
Right.
If you're driving, you're going to use a driver. Same thing in trading and investing. If you want income potential, you have to trade the proper assets. What are those 2 assets that a lot of people are trading to have income potential?
Yeah, it's like you mentioned golf. It's like you have a bag with some clubs in there. You use a different club for different situations. Same thing is true in investing and trading. You have a bag of assets that you can use. If you are looking for short-term cash, if your goals are short-term, you need to use like a club that's used for short-term, a short-term situation, maybe a putter, not a driver on the when you're on the green. But in trading, there are assets that are really designed for short-term trades, short-term trading. The futures and Forex are 2 of them. We go into detail on these in these classes. There's some great benefits that are available to you as retail traders that are the same benefits that the pros use. That's why they use these things. They're not using them because they're not getting a benefit from them.
Why are so many people gravitating toward them? What are some of those, I guess, perks that
Sure.
you do have?
Well, for one thing, futures and Forex trade 24 hours a day, essentially 24 hours a day. So you have many more choices as to when you want to trade. A lot of people work the 6.5 hours
Great
that
point.
the stock market is open, and they can't pay attention to it. Futures and Forex give you the opportunity to not have to be available during that 6.5 hours. Leverage is a huge thing, and I like to look at my investment dollars like an employee. If you have a business and you hire employees, if you had an employee that came in every day and just went over in the corner, laid down and took a nap, they wouldn't be very productive for you, so you'd probably ask them to leave. Well, look at your dollars the same way. What if you could maximize the value of every dollar that you have? With leverage, you can do that. What it means is that every dollar you have actually can control an investment that's many times greater than that individual dollar. Maybe the leverage is 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 50 to 1, 100 to 1. And that would mean each dollar would control an investment, overall investment that's worth $100,000 or $100. That $1 would control $100. That's maximizing the value of your investment dollars, but it also allows people with smaller accounts to participate in assets that have a much higher value.
That's one of the big things. It's a lower barrier of entry.
Exactly.
The stock market is expensive right now. Stocks are very good to be in investments, but it's just like golf. You want to use the proper tool based off of your objective. If you're looking for that income potential, futures and Forex might be that avenue. Futures,
Right.
I mean, that's the commodities, your gold, oil, silver, S&P 500. A lot of people like to trade stocks. Well, you can still do that with the futures market, with the S&Ps, the Dow, the Nasdaq. The great thing about the currency market, that's the Forex market. You're trading the dollar, the yen, the Swiss franc, and that might be new to some people, but it's the same type of investing. And you talk a lot about those different techniques and
Yeah.
strategies, the proper tools based off of your objective. So if you are looking for that short-term income potential, come to one of these investing classes I want to invite you to that we do right here in Bloomington. They're only 2 hours. And by the way, the best thing about those classes, Al, you teach them and they're free.
Yeah, they're free. That's right.
So callers 1 through 10, when you call in right now, you're going to receive 2 tickets for this investing class. You are also going to receive the retirement planner. A couple topics in there. There's 3 retirement strategies that Wall Street does not talk about. We had a pretty big down, especially Friday, but a down week. Here's another one: strategies to profit from a stock sell-off. So callers 1 through 10, one for you and one for a friend. The number is 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. Al, I'm having a good time. Do we got more coming up?
I'm glad you're having a good time. I am too. We do have more coming up, by the way, Josh. In fact, we're seeing a lot of people coming in that are really concerned about their retirement accounts. So let's talk about the reasons that there's so many issues affecting retirement accounts and why it results in a retirement crisis.
Yeah, retirement issues that people have with 401ks and IRAs. And we're also going to unpack the different opportunities that you may have to eliminate those issues. 952-814-4410. This is Josh and Alan with Investing with Confidence. We'll be right back.
Okay.
So retirement, huh? Sounds fun.
Correct.
Andrew 400. He's trying to be Andre 5000.
That's it.
There's a guy named Andre 5000. I think we got weather on this one, don't we? I think there's weather on this commercial, isn't there?
I think so.
Cold. Thanks, Denny, and welcome back to Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David. And if you're just tuning in, Al was shedding some light on how our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, teaches different techniques and strategies for people that want that income potential. That could be during their working years, but also income potential during those retirement years, because that's probably one of the most important times to have that potential. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. You can also register for this class by going to learnwithota.com. So Al, we talk a lot about retirement on the show, and that's probably going to be the topic for the next two segments here.
Right.
And there, a lot of people have retirement accounts that are listening. We have thousands of people listening, and I would assume the majority of them hopefully have a retirement account started, either with an employer like a 401k, or maybe even an IRA that somebody is managing for them, or or even they have an IRA that they're managing themselves. But there are some issues with those. They're having some challenges. Even though this market's been phenomenal, great market for investing, people
Mhm.
still feel they're underperforming, right? So let's talk about some of those issues that people are having, and then let's also talk about how we can eliminate those issues and use these accounts to our benefit.
Yeah. Well, people feel that they're underperforming because they are compared to what the market has done over the last 10 years or since 2009. The market has been on a tear. I mean, it's just been a meteoric rise. But the 401k returns, even though they have been pretty decent the last couple of years, not close to what the market itself has been returning. So there's some issues there. There's reasons that happens, and we'll talk about that. I want to start with this because I talked about retirement crisis and some of the issues that are involved with retirement accounts. Vanguard did a survey of their some of their clients. They have 4.7 million people that were involved here. That's a lot of people. What they found is that the median retirement account balance out of that 4.7 million people was just $33,472.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the people had a balance below 40,000, and 3 in 10 had a balance below $10,000. That means 1,410,000 people had less than $10,000 saved for retirement. That is pretty scary. If you look at, let's say you retire with that 34,000, you're in that median group, and you annuitize that, which some people try to do when they retire. That gives you an income of $134 a month.
That's a dinner bill for one night.
That's a dinner, a bill for one night for one person.
Hmm.
So that's pretty scary. So there's an issue there. There's an issue. Part of the reason is that people don't really understand their retirement accounts. A lot of people have a 401k or 403b, an employer-sponsored retirement plan. The majority of the people in companies like Vanguard, the other firms that hold the retirement, basically mutual funds, what they found is that almost half of the people have no idea what's in their retirement accounts. Yeah. When it's set up, they are given a list of things to invest in, and then they just basically forget about it because they've been kind of conditioned to believe that money that's taken out of every paycheck, it's going to go into the market. You're going to be in great shape when you retire.
Yeah. So we talked about in the last segment that people are looking for income potential.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
using leveraged assets. If someone's listening right now, do they have the opportunity, say they are short on retirement, they only have 30, 40, 50, 100 grand in their accounts. Can they use leverage in their retirement accounts to potentially boost it?
Well, what's the most important thing in retirement is not necessarily the amount of money you have in a retirement account. It's the income, the cash you can produce off of it.
Okay.
And that's why we think it's so important to start with that short-term income strategy education. Learn how to do that because that's something you can use in retirement. And we say this every week, but I'll say it again. When you retire, your bills do not stop coming in. What does stop coming in is the income from your job.
Yep.
So instead of looking at whatever the amount you have in your retirement account, instead of looking at that as something that you draw from every week or every month to pay bills, to go on trips and do things, why not just look at using one of those short-term strategies to continue to generate cash when you're in retirement? Let that retirement account grow. Use other strategies to grow that retirement account. And the number one thing is to protect what you have. You cannot work 30 or 40 years. Work hard, put money aside for the next 30 or 40 years in retirement and let 30, 40, 50, 60% of it be taken away like it was for millions of people in 2008 and in 2000. You don't want to start over when you're 65 or 70. Try to start a career over and work for another 30, 40 years to just build up what might have been taken away by a major correction. One of the things that we do to help you to be able to trade and invest with confidence is to know how to participate to your benefit, have the potential to do that in a down market, but also to protect yourself. If we go through a bear market or a major correction, that shouldn't be something you look at as a terrible thing. It should be looked at as an opportunity in a different direction.
Yeah, Al, we talk a lot about different acronyms and different four-letter words, and I got a good four-letter word for our
Uh-oh.
listeners right
Here we
now.
go.
Hope.
Oh, I like that one.
There is hope. There is hope to have the potential to really get to those golden years of retirement, but it takes a little bit of action.
Sure.
And action starts with learning techniques and strategies. So if you're, say you have less than 100,000, which, you have something to utilize there, that's a great thing. Utilize the proper assets using leverage. And you talk about, those different assets and how to utilize leverage especially in retirement accounts for people that are still building those, but also the different techniques if they are retired to continue that income potential during retirement so they don't have to draw that down. It's all about
Right.
using what you have to produce but potential income during that retirement years. So you teach investing classes here in Bloomington, and you teach a lot of these on Wednesdays. We do them on Saturdays as well, and they're only 2 hours. So a lot of people are coming into these classes to see, what can I do? Is there hope?
Right.
And how do I take advantage of that? So callers 1 through 10, I want to invite you to this investing class that Al teaches here in Bloomington. As I mentioned, we're by the Mall of America. Our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, hosts these. So callers 1 through 10, when you call in now, you're going to receive 2 tickets, and you're also going to receive the retirement planner. 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. 4410. Al, I kind of want to flip the script a little bit. We do have a lot of people listening that have, decent retirement accounts. At least they feel
Sure.
like they're set for retirement, but they want to protect it.
Right.
Right. So people are listening right now. They probably have, 500,000, a couple million, whatever that may be, and they feel secure. But they also have that thing in the back of their mind. What if?
Sure.
What if something happens? What can I do to protect my life savings? What do you help people do? Say if someone's listening right now, they have some retirements they want to protect. What do you do to help them?
Mhm. Well, there is a particular asset that can be used to protect your assets. It's like having an insurance policy on your home or your car. I'm assuming that if you own a car, you have insurance if you're driving. Assume if you own a house, you have insurance on it in case it burns down or floods or whatever the issue is. Those things, not everybody has a car accident. Not everybody has an issue with their home where they have to collect insurance. Everybody will have an issue with their portfolios at some point in time. Wouldn't it be great if you had the equivalent of an insurance policy? So if the portfolio value went down, the insurance policy would help cover that. That is available.
And it helps
It's a
people
very
sleep at night.
Yeah. That's a great analogy. It's a great sleep at night asset to have to use with your portfolios. Even if you can't do it within a typical 401k or 403b, you can set up an account outside. It's like having an umbrella policy on your 401k. And those are the things that will help you to make it through retirement and to sleep at night with confidence. People like Warren Buffett, people like George Soros, they use these assets all the time. They are protected. Right now, George Soros and Warren Buffett probably have more of this insurance than they have ever had. And it's the same thing that you can use as a retail trader, as a public investor. You can use that, and it's a very simple asset to use, but it's also part of an asset grouping that can be used to grow your retirement accounts and provide some additional income. So there's at least 3 of these assets that have leverage that allow you to have potentially significant benefits in your retirement. You mentioned the word hope. There definitely is hope, but to have that hope, to be able to realize it, you have to get the proper knowledge, the proper education to be able to have that hope on your side. Again, it's being on the right side of that tug of war with the world wrestling superstars, not the skinny
The young kids.
Yeah, the young kids. Yeah.
There you go. We are live on the radio. You know that, right? So that's a great analogy, actually. But with people that have those retirement accounts, they want to be more secure. I mean, we talk to a lot of people here at Online Trading Academy, and we have a class going on right now here today, and people want to protect what they have. They know there's bubbles in the market, stock market bubble, real estate bubble, bond bubble, currency bubble, and one of those could potentially pop at one time. but you want to be prepared before that happens. You mentioned having an umbrella policy type thing, kind of that
Hmm.
analogy. If it's going to rain, I think they said we're going to have rain tonight or tomorrow.
They
You
did.
want to
That's
have
correct.
that umbrella before it rains. You don't
Right.
want to have to run to Home Depot and grab that as it's
Yeah,
raining.
it's preparation is the important thing. The opportunities are going to be there. The market's presenting opportunities. You just need to be prepared to take advantage of those opportunities. You can't do it after the fact. You need to do it now before something happens, before a situation arises where you would say, "Gosh, I wish I had listened to those guys. I wish I
Yeah,
had gone in and spent 2 hours, 2 short hours of my time,
I know.
and been prepared for this."
Yeah, and that's the great thing about our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, is they actually have a course strategy that's designed to teach you to make those better investing decisions, especially in your retirement years or when you're preparing. So I want to invite you to an investing class. Al actually teaches these. He had mentioned earlier they're free. They're only 2 hours to learn more about those techniques. Learn about, is there hope? Can I protect my life savings? That way to sleep better at night. Callers 1 through 10, when you call in right now, you're going to receive 2 tickets, and also I'm going to give away the retirement planner. There's some strategies, like 3 strategies that Wall Street doesn't talk about, strategies to profit from a stock sell-off. But also, we talk a lot about 401k. Is your 401k keeping pace with your age? Callers 1 through 10, call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. If you're online, you can go to learnwithota.com. Al, I think we got one more coming up. It's gonna be the best one ever. What's up? What's up next?
Well, you know what? I think we have a few more comments to make about retirement accounts. And if we have a little bit of time, I want to address the women that are listening.
That sounds like a good plan. More retirement accounts and techniques and strategies, but also we're going to talk to the ladies. 952-814-4410. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We will be right back.
Okay.
Mill and Marine, we sell more, that's why we sell for less. So, the BMW. BMWs aren't really that nice. BMWs aren't even that nice. I don't like them.
Okay. I've had three. I like them.
Really?
Yeah.
They're a junky looking car to me.
Really?
They just look plain.
Yeah.
Just I don't like them.
Don't buy one.
I won't, and I haven't. Welcome back to Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David. And if you're just tuning in, Al was shedding some light on retirement, different retirement techniques and strategies. and how to utilize, like our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, a core strategy to make better investing decisions during your retirement account years. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. You can also register for this class by going online to learnwithota.com. Now, Al, I know you want to continue this discussion about retirement accounts and strategies and techniques with 401ks and IRAs, and I want to address something. A long time ago, I think it was a couple years ago, we used to talk a lot about the life of a trader or the life of a
Mm-hmm.
trader
Mm-hmm.
investor. And I want to kind of paint a little picture here real quick because most people think, and this is what TV shows, is trading investing is emotional, sweating at a computer, drinking scotch, smoking a cigar, and they're making as many trades as they can, right? That's really not. That's maybe that's how it was back in the day, but it makes for great entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to address the retirement management, right? So when you help people with their retirement accounts, it's not trading, you're more so management. And we try to teach a strategy that's kind of like a passive investing to have the potential to, potential to create income, but also to protect what you have. So it's more management than trading,
Mm-hmm.
right? So kind of continue that discussion on how that actually works when you have an actual plan. You're being a strategic investor is what you're
Right.
doing.
Yeah, and really what you're doing is you're simplifying things.
Yes.
You don't have to have the scotch. You don't have to have the cigar.
Although
You
they
know,
are good.
well, they are good, but
Maybe not a
at
cigar,
the right
but
time in the right situation, I mean, there probably still are a few people that sweat all day long watching a screen. Just when they see the price of something, they're going, "Please go up,
yeah.
go up, go up."
And you're
And
doing it wrong if you're doing that because you don't have a
absolutely
plan.
wrong. No,
Talk about that plan though.
yeah, well, and our goal is to simplify this almost to kind of make it we want to kind of make it boring, make it methodical, where you don't have to do the thinking that the people that are sweating are doing. Because once you start letting your emotions, your thinking, your brain, your greed, fear get involved, you're going to start blowing things up. That core strategy that you mentioned, that's a foundational investment strategy that has a step-by-step process you follow. It's that set of rules I talked about that help control your emotions. But not only does it help control your emotions because it, as much as possible, takes the thinking out of it, it takes you down a path that at the end of the path, the result is this is a good quality trade and is qualified for you. Or you may get an announcement on a trading platform that our students use called Click, an alert that comes up that says, "Hey, this is not a good trade. Stay out of this trade, or you might want to rethink doing this trade."
Or this is a great trade. You followed your rules, and then you can place that investment with more confidence and have the consistency.
Yeah, yeah, it's a decision support system. It helps you make a decision, but it's as important to know how to make a decision to not do something as it is to do something, and that's exactly what this does. But again, that simplifies things for you, and it's part of a plan. Everybody should have a trading plan. It's just something you follow. It's like that's your trading Bible, and every time you are making a trade or investment, you follow the components of that plan that is specific to you. It's customized to you. Everybody should have a plan that's different. There isn't really one way to do this for everybody. There's not a cookie cutter approach. Unfortunately, that's kind of what Wall Street pushes. It's basically a one way buy and hold strategy, which is a great plan for them, not so much for you.
Yeah, a lot of the fees come into play, and that's what their job is to get assets under management. They're
Well,
not managing your money technically; they're just holding it.
correct. Well, think about it. If you subscribe to the buy and hold strategy, where they put together a portfolio, or you put it together, and then you are supposed to hold on to it for decades, what are you not doing? What you're not doing is taking the money away from them, basically taking fees away from them. So it's a great thing for them. You continue to pay fees. There's very little management there because you're just holding on to something for a long period of time. What most of our students want to do, and this is something that we'll talk about in these classes, and it's would be something that you might want to consider, is setting up a self-directed IRA. Now you have the opportunity to have that protection right within that self-directed IRA that I mentioned. You have the opportunity to use assets that will benefit you potentially when the market's going down, when the market is sideways, and give you that leverage potential where smaller amounts can control larger investments which give you the potential for a much greater rate of return.
Yeah, and I think the key topic there, Al, is removing those fees because that could be thousands of dollars of lost capital
Well,
over a lifetime.
hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could
Yeah.
cost you 40 to 60% of what you could have in your retirement account is siphoned away by fees and the loss of the compounding value of every dollar that's taken away from you.
Yeah, and I know you've helped a lot of people with that step-by-step process. Say if somebody wants to roll a 401k, say it's an old 401k into an IRA, you've helped a lot of people do that and do that
Sure.
and have the consistent strategy, which is a core strategy, and then have that decision, I guess, assistant called Click to help you make your decisions. So you're making those proper decisions and doing that with confidence. So if you want to learn more about the step-by-step process, the core strategy, having a plan, especially with your retirement accounts. Al teaches these investing classes here in Bloomington. We're located here. We've been in this location for 10 years now, and these are classes where we've taught thousands. Just like you, are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make better investing decisions. So callers 1 through 10, you can receive 2 tickets. I'm also going to give away the Financial Quick Start Kit. That will help you get started right away. Call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. Al, you had something special here for the end of the show here. What do you have special?
Oh, are you talking about the women?
I think so.
My comment
I
about the
think
women?
so.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to talk about that is that during the pandemic, women's accounts, portfolios took a bigger hit than men's, and they came out of it with less confidence than they even had before. Before the pandemic, and this is according to studies by companies like Edward Jones and Vanguard, they found that women have less confidence in their ability to invest. And that's a problem. Now, more and more women now are having high executive positions, CEOs of companies, achieving great levels of income, and not having the confidence to know how to utilize that money properly. In other words, how do you make your money start working for you in the most beneficial way? Well, at OTA, we understand that. We have at the Online Trading Academy. When I say OTA, that's what I'm talking about. We have about 20%, 22% of our students are women, are females. That's something that we think needs to change. So we've actually started something called Women in Trading and Investing Initiative. It's a portal created for women, by some of the people because we have traders, we have instructors that are women, and we have a lot of, like I mentioned, a lot of students that are women that are willing to help other women. What it's going to be comprised of is it's a collection of videos, articles, and podcasts that just going to help, kind of illuminate that financial path, again, with the goal of providing confidence and just understanding how the markets function so you can take advantage of what typically the men have been doing over the years, because that's kind of been the way it's done. The financial decisions typically have gone to men. Well, a lot of women, typically they live longer than men.
They do.
They do. And we have a lot of them that come in that all of a sudden find themselves in a different situation, either through the death of a spouse or maybe a divorce, and all of a sudden they're responsible for all their financial decisions. And our goal is to help you to kind of follow that path, follow the right path to get you where you want to be, and do that with confidence.
Yeah, and now we've been doing this show for several years now, and we talk a lot about how the financial markets work. How the smart money moves the market, how the retail traders against the trade against the smart money. But you want to trade like that smart money, but you need a core strategy that's designed to do that. And I know you've helped people start that process in these investing classes. As far as what is the strategy best for you, what fits for you, what is your objective? I mean, I know a lot of people that I talk to, they want to travel more, they
Mhm.
want to leave a legacy. I mean, that's a big thing that people want to do for their families, is
Yeah.
leave a legacy.
Yeah. And you have to identify those things to be
You're
able to
right.
achieve them.
Yeah, once you've identified that, then you have that in your plan, then you work towards that. And that's one of the great things about our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, is they help people get started with that path. And if you want to get started with that path, learn the different techniques and strategies. Al teaches investing classes. I want to give away one last set of tickets for this investing class. When you call in now, you can receive 2 tickets, also the retirement planner. 952-814 4410. That's 952 814 4410. Al, you've had some special things here, and I know you have some special words of wisdom.
Well, you know what, Josh? Too many people accept where they are as where they're meant to be. So it might be a good time to ask yourself this: are you okay with where you are? And if not, would you like to change that? If you are okay with where you are, wouldn't it be important to be able to stay there? It's clear that most financial issues and shortfalls are a result of lack of knowledge or of the finances and in the financial markets. The markets and the financial opportunities capitalized on by Wall Street are available to all of you. The good news is that with proper education and the development of the skills to use that knowledge, that's available to all of you also. It allows you to take control of your financial life and do it with confidence.
That's key. Take control and do that now. 952 814 4410 for 2 tickets. Same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.